let me now call on stage Shannon Paz, the CEO of Antara International, and Ushri, who is a director with VFF USA. They're going to just deliver some closing remarks about the day. Welcome.
What a day, right? What a day. We have a huge job of wrapping up this day, which will be impossible to do in a few minutes, but we'll just share some themes and kind of high-level takeaways that we both had from listening to these remarkable speakers today. So Ushri, please lead us.
Yeah, I'll start with my biggest takeaway from this one is Shruti Deora's message. And she highlighted that, like less than 2% of the global giving goes to climate issues. And in India, it is less than 1%, though the country loses 5% of its GDP to extreme heat. And that's a wake-up call for all of us.
Excellent. A few other themes here. I think in the session on overhead and if that is an effective way to measure nonprofits, one of the key lines that someone said was transparency equals trust. And I think that's applicable both to the nonprofit sector, to the corporate sector, but to all of us as humans moving about the world. And this message at the end of the day about compassion and how we can all lead and walk through the world with compassion ran through many of the sessions. I think we heard a lot about youth and the power of potential in the next generation, both in terms of what they can contribute from a philanthropic perspective, but also in terms of their ideas and their contributions that are going to help solve our major issues of today.
Yeah, and talking about youth, we all enjoyed Anish and Isha's session with Ishita. Yeah, and it truly shows, like if young people like them, they have the passion and authentic connection, how is going to shape the future of philanthropy.
Excellent. And a few last closing remarks. I think one of the sessions talked about keeping the end user in mind and thinking about that, again, from a corporate perspective, but also in the nonprofit world. Who are we ultimately trying to serve? Who are we ultimately trying to uplift? And how do we not lose sight of that in our day-to-day? Our last two speakers, I can do no justice in summarizing them, but I think, the call to civic engagement and examining what is your why is something that we can all walk away from this day, really thinking about. And from Desh, what would Gandhi do? Calling for the leading with compassion and for execution excellence. I think that is something that, again, we can all really think about how we apply that to our day-to-day. So without further ado, I think we'll wrap and hand over to Shobha and Alex for closing remarks. Thank you all.
We are through. Congratulations to all of us who are here the whole day. I think the spirit of public conversation is what we were going for. So particularly appreciative of those of you who attended multiple sessions and helped thread the conversations together, because there was so much interconnectedness in the themes that emerged. And this is what we had hoped for. And Slido did help us. And it was lovely to have your voices in conversation. Thank you for all of that. I think the excellent summary was on point. I just want to say that this is something I heard last week, and it's worth reiterating as a theme this week, that people, planet, and partnerships are my key words that I'm going to leave with in terms of what we do with where we center our work, and I hope there are things that you take away too. Alex, I know you wanted to share something, then I'll go about Forum for Good, or how do you want to do this? I'll finish that off, okay. If you enjoyed today, and I heard many people say that they did, this energy of people coming together to have discussions, know that this is key to Indiaspora's work. We bring people together for these kind of conversations. India-focused philanthropy is one of our programmatic areas. We also work on philanthropy in terms of giving where you live, also nonpartisan political and civic engagement, and innovation and entrepreneurship. And we hold other forums. And this year we did a Forum for Good, our inaugural Forum for Good in Abu Dhabi, in late February. It was attended by global leaders from 35 countries, people like you with great commitment and enthusiasm for purpose.
And it was awesome.
The queue worked without even planning that, I think. So we are planning the next one now in March in Bangalore, 22nd through 25th. Would love to see many of you there. If you enjoyed today, it's bigger and better. Hope to see many of you there that day. Alex, it's been such a pleasure doing this with IPA, Alex and the team. We can't thank you all enough for making it come true to what we had envisioned. So thanks, Alex.
Thank you, Shobha. Wow. So yeah, you can clap for her. There's no law against that. We did it. This really exceeded my expectations, and I had, when you're in planning something like this with a team that we've not really worked on something this intense before, you have some nights where you have dreams of it turning out great, and then you have other nights where you have different kind of dreams. And this really, the way it worked out, we tried a lot of stuff. Most of it worked. Look how full this room is at 5:30 on a, normally at a conference like this, it's 2/3 empty by this point. We kept to our time almost. What's wrong with you? It sounds like I'm patting myself on the back, but I'll tell you, sometimes people that I mentor, they'll ask me a question, something like this. I gave the same speech twice, once one week and once the next week. And one week it was great, and the other week it bombed. Same speech. And I said, what was different? It was the audience. It's the quality of. Sometimes people want to be in a great conference. They want to learn from a speaker. They want to make it, and that's what you guys brought to this. And I thank you. I want to just. And by the way, also it's quality of the audience. It's also the quality of the team. My team was here. You guys did most of the work, and every time I sat there saying, "Oh my God, this is someone working on this?" And it was like, "Oh yeah, they are. They just solved that." And we were throwing some technology issues that came up last minute, all solved. It was brilliant. And Neha Gupta was so awesome. Where's Neha? She left. Bring her back. I'll just say a couple other things. So Deepak Raj was supposed to be here, our chairman of IPA, who's a great friend of Indian Diaspora, Indian American Impact, Pratham, you name it. I'll just say something. I wish he was here to say this, but we have agreed. He's terming out as our chairman, and with Jay coming in, and fill big shoes, and we got his blessing about a week ago to name a new award in his name that will be given out each India Giving Day and I thought maybe like a Lifetime Achievement Award where he could kind of give it out to people like Desh and people like of his generation who'd done great work. And he said, I want to create an award for like a next gen, under 40 rising star in our community in this India American philanthropy. So we haven't had much time in the last few weeks since he agreed to how do people get nominated and all that. We're going to work it out. But on India Giving Day next year, we are going to have the first Deepak Raj Rising Star Award, and it may be to someone in this room. So, now, speaking of India Giving Day, which I know it might be the person sitting next to you, if they're under 40. And we're gonna check birth certificates, by the way. No. So India Giving Day coming up in March. So I know some of you are very familiar with it. If you're not, we opened up applications for organizations that want to be listed on our site for donations today. They closes October 31st. But there are many, many ways to participate that don't involve being listed on our site. But it's a fun thing to do. So think about it. But last year we had a breakthrough year, 2,600 donations on one day, $8.8 million. We targeted 400 peer-to-peer fundraisers, mostly young people, and we got exactly 400 peer-to-peer fundraisers. I don't know how that worked out. So yeah, you can clap for that too. You just got the idea. So, but we really want to cross $10 million. But one donation last year alone was $5 million. So we've got a lot. We gotta have like somewhere like under the cushions of our couches. We need to find a missing $5 million grant to make up for, so we can cross that bridge. But I hope all of you design way to participate in India Giving Day this March 13th that works for you. Maybe it's to give the largest donation you've ever given in your life, whether that's $100 or $100 million. Maybe it's about having two families over to dinner and talking about each person, talking about what philanthropy means to them. Maybe it's about reading a book on philanthropy and writing about it on your LinkedIn page. Maybe it's something else, but just have that day, mark it on your calendar and have that day be something special about philanthropy for you. Lastly, I'll just say that the communique, we're going to leave that open for a couple more days. We got some good feedback, and we're going to send out a link to all of you by email and just help us communicate to the world what the work we did here today, and hopefully that we'll be gathering again around this time here or on the East Coast or who knows where, maybe Hawaii. Why not? I don't know. Last thing, just a couple of things. I want to say thank you to the two people who worked their hearts out for this more than anyone else and still are working at this very moment. Amita. And oh, so but, you birthday. Okay. I also want to thank, where's Nirmala? Just stand up, Nirmala. You also did so much brilliant work on this day and night for months. It's just amazing. I want to ask, almost done here, I want to ask the planning committee, the entire planning committee to stand up. If you were on the planning committee for this, or if you're standing, raise your hand. Nalini, yes, Ushri. Yeah. Swati, thank you so much. And MR was an amazing ally who made this happen, and I guess he's stepped out. Yeah. But really, I want to thank also just the Segal Foundation, Jay. There was a time where we were sitting here. I said, I don't know if IPA can really do our part in this. We need a grant that's really going to give us the capital to do it. And Jay came up to me on a break at our retreat and says, we're in for that. And lastly, I just want to thank all of you for making this such a special experience.